Welcome back to another episode of the QB Room with your guys from the Draft Network, man. I am Keith Sanchez, and that is Damian Parsons, man, where we come to you each and every week and we break down the best quarterback performances in college football or NFL football. But DP, we have a conversation this week, and that is Lamar Jackson's MVP campaign. So let's start the conversation there, and then we're jumping into the film and breaking down everything we've seen from Lamar Jackson. He went 21 of 27, 300 plus yards and 3 touchdowns. So we want to break down this awesome performance from Lamar Jackson. But DP, NFL campaign, what are you seeing from Lamar Jackson?
I'm seeing a guy that's playing poise in the pocket, right? Standing in there, knowing he's getting pressure, still delivering dimes down the field. You see the accuracy, anticipation, timing, and ball placement. He is playing high-level football. The first couple of weeks was kind of shaky. The receivers dropping some passes, just kind of weird play calling in the red zone. But this game that we're about to watch, the tape we're about to watch, they put everything together. And when this Baltimore Ravens offense with Todd Monken, Lamar Jackson, these weapons are playing synchronized football, guys, it's scary. And I think this is the beginning of his MVP campaign. But, guys, before we get into the film, what we tell you? For the algorithm, comment, talk to us because we talk back, right? Keep this video in the algorithm, all right? So comment, like the video. Well, first, let me tell you. Not like the video. Let's hope we earn your like. Let's hope we give you content that you want to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and tap in with your two favorite guys, your duo, your dynamic duo, every single week here on the QB Room. But Keith, guys, without further ado, let's tap into Lamar Jackson versus the Detroit Lions. All right, guys, Keith. One thing that I noticed in this game was the personnel packages, right, going kind of spread and really showing the run action here, right? When you see this, Keith, as a defender, what's your first thought? Lamar Jackson's running it.
Oh, yeah, that's your first thought, but I'll even rewind it a little bit, right? Because what's the first thing that happens is Zay Flower goes in motion, right? Mm-hmm. And you're talking about probably at this point, no Odell Beckham is on the team, but Zay Flowers is their most explosive weapon, right? So I'm watching you seeing your most explosive weapon with a jet motion right across the formation. So my eyes are triggered there, right? Then, like you said, you see Lamar Jackson and he's taking off with the football. So as a defender, now you're in a situation. But all of the Baltimore Ravens did, DP, if you watch this is just another form of the triple option, DP. This is the exact same thing that the Miami Dolphins do with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill goes in motion. He almost runs that rail route, right? And then now you put a defender in a complex situation to where the quarterback can keep the ball or he can throw the football off of the triple option, not just run the football. So I thought this was a very unique play. And DP, this was early on in the game. And when I seen this, I smiled a little bit because I said, okay, this is going to be a fun film breakdown, man. Todd Monken is in his bag. And like I said, this is very similar to what the Miami Dolphins do with Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill.
And I think this is what, when you have a quarterback like a Lamar Jackson, Keith, it makes it a natural RPO. He is an RPO himself. He's a walking run-pass option, and you see that, right? I believe that's Aiden Hutchinson crashing down off the mesh read, thinking that Justice Hill has the football. Now they're playing. This is sound concept. If this was QB zone read, right? Linebacker triggers downhill. He's got the quarterback. But who has Odell Beckham? That's the part that no one thinks about because you don't expect this type of play call really in the NFL. But I love what Todd Monken did. That's meshing NFL concepts with the things that we see Saturdays in college.
DP, this was simply the Baltimore Ravens converting a read option to a triple option play. And that's all it was right here. And it puts the defenders adding another layer of another option, right, of a weapon that can get utilized in this. And in this case, it was Odell Beckham Jr.
No, 100%, right? Alex Anzalone crashes down, and then it just, again, gives you an easy first down completion because nobody's keying in on number 3. You're thinking he's going to be blocking. Aiden Hutchinson, I got run principle. I got to crash down the line of scrimmage. And they sell the run action. They faked out the camera here. They've sold the run action very well, guys, with, pulling the backside tackle. This is just a really great design by Todd Monken and a great execution by Lamar Jackson and company. Now here you're gonna have two end cuts, and this is I love this design because again it messes with the eyes of defenders, Keith. Because keep your eye on that high safety in this cover 3 look. So it's zone, and just watch the eyes. gets him to snatch him down, right? Give him that eye candy, pull him down, and what does that do? That frees up the middle of the field because there's nobody to replace him.
Yeah, DP, this is what I like, and I'm gonna focus solely on Lamar Jackson with this play, right? Because you see it, and early on, DP, if you could rewind it just a little bit, right? He misses the first window, right? He misses the first window going through his progressions, but he's able to, because look how calm his feet are. He's standing tall in the pocket. He's relaxed, right? He's not, reacting to the pressure, and then there's pressure that comes late. The old Lamar Jackson DP, what would have happened? He would have moved off of this spot, tucked the football down, and would have ran with the football. What he does is this: understand the pressure is coming. Understand I missed my first window, but what am I? I'm patient, right? I'm patient and I'm confident in my ability to deliver the football. He misses the first window, hits him in the second window in stride, and then now I believe that's Zay Flowers that caught the football. He's able to get vertical up the field, and that's a big play, 40, 50 yards to start this football game. And if you ask me, DP, this play right here, this was the tempo setter to let the Detroit Lions know that we're about to attack y'all all game long. So, like I said, you look at the defender in Lamar Jackson's face, he's able to layer that throw, right? He puts enough arc on the football to get it over the linebacker and then into Zay Flowers' hands. So I thought this was beautiful from a mental, guess just him being patient and having the right temperament, right? Getting some pressure, a little pressure into his face, but then also not rushing his process, understanding that, hey, I may have missed the first window, but there's another window coming.
And this still frame right here, game of inches, centimeters, right?
Yep.
When you layer this ball with touch over the hand of an athletic linebacker that's just going up, trying his best to knock this ball down and to get it over there, get it over that hand. He does this in multiple times in his game. There's another throw very similar to this to, I believe it was Odell Beckham that we'll get to later, but getting the ball in the hands of your most dynamic weapon, right? Like I said, calm in the pocket, real settled. You know what I mean? Lamar Jackson, like you said, old Lamar Jackson, you have seen him kind of, late pressure? Cool. I'm able to make plays and make wrong things right. But this version of Lamar Jackson, which I had him in my region for pro scouting last year, and before he got hurt, he was doing very similar things. Keith, he just didn't have the weapons consistently. But what I saw was, all right, yeah, I can make wrong things right with my legs, but now I can do it with my arm as well.
I agree. And here we go with this play, right?
The touchdown, I believe, the run.
Yeah. This is the touchdown run right here. And DP, you hinted on something early on, and this is what I noticed was a theme for the Baltimore Ravens. I want to give Todd Monken a lot of credit. And when I watch plays and I evaluate the film, right, I look at tendency breakers, right? What is the story that we're trying to tell the defense? So you look at it, we have, I believe this is 12 personnel, kind of 13 personnel, right? Because you have two tight ends on the right side of the formation, right? And then what you do is this: you have Lamar Jackson under center, right? And then you send Pat Ricard, who's on the left side, lined up at tight end. He goes in motion, right? Pat Ricard, it's personnel, right? This is a heavy 300-pound fullback / tight end, but keyword fullback, right? So what if I send him in motion to the tight end set? What am I telling the defense, DP? The story I'm telling the defense is what? We're running the football to the right? And then what they do is they sell a naked bootleg off of that, which I thought was a beautiful play design. And like I said, my experience coaching on the defense side of the football, and DP, your experience playing on the offensive side of football, right? You know it's about telling stories, and the story that was told was that we're running the football. We were prepared to run the football down your throat, Detroit Lions. I hope y'all prepared, and then you come out with the naked bootleg action with Lamar Jackson, which I thought was beautiful play design.
No, 100%, and you got the short pull from the backside left guard as well to follow Pat Ricard, right? Like you said, selling a story. You want to sell them on the run action, coming at them, power football, and then we're gonna bounce it right back outside the backside. You know what I mean? So that's great stuff by Todd Monken.
Definitely was, man. And you see Todd Monken, and I think that's a bigger conversation. Lamar Jackson obviously playing great football, but it was some of the things that that Todd Monken did. Once again, I believe that's Zay Flowers in motion again, right? And that's consistently making the Detroit Lions have to communicate right before the snap of the football. And that's the tough thing to do, DP. When you have to communicate right before the ball is snapped, that's when things get a little bit tough for you.
No, 100%. And I love the fact that he continues to just use that, right? That pre-snap motion, because he uses so much, Keith, to where in the run game, it makes guys bump over a gap. It creates advantageous blocking angles for your offensive line. But here, this is man-to-man coverage, Keith. This is going to be man-to-man by Detroit. And with the single high, right? But with that motion, it's going to move. It's going to cause kind of some switch releases, and it creates that natural leverage, that natural rub and pick for Rashad Bateman on the bender in the middle of the field. And Lamar Jackson understands the middle of the field is wide open for me. Let me get my ball to my wide open receiver.
Yes, I think that was the key to this play, right? And this play is fairly simple. It's simply leverage, right? And put you in motion, and then now I'm gonna create some inside leverage for my wide receiver who's running an inside route. So this was, to me, this was simple pitch and catch, right? The middle of the field is vacant. I have an end breaker, right? And I've created leverage off of that play. And now you've seen Lamar Jackson getting Rashad Bateman involved, right? We've seen a Zay Flowers sighting. We've seen an Odell Beckham sighting. Now we're seeing Rashad Bateman. So he's hitting all of his offensive weapons, and you can tell that it's not just keying in on one guy, right? I'm going through the natural progression of the play.
And I love the calmness, man, because Aiden Hutchinson is an absolute monster coming off the edge, and Lamar Jackson he's not phased.
Mm-hmm.
He's not phased one bit. He knows that late pressure, that rip move, you know what I mean, to kind of push that tackle and get through and try to secure that edge, and instead of, well, let me slide, let me hitch, he just gets the ball out, right? Just gets the ball out on time and on target to Rashad Bateman.
Oh.
Another man-to-man situation, right? And you're gonna have the high post. This is, I believe, is a 7-stop. His 7-stop. He's gonna come back to off the backside. But what I loved about this play, Keith, I believe this was the play where it's like a full field read. He goes from left all the way back right. Poise, patience, confidence, hitches, climbs up in the pocket, and delivers a dime right to his receiver.
DP, and I'm gonna tell you this, right? You look at it's two elements to this. You rewind it, you look at him, or you can let it play. Matter of fact, can we do the end zone view of it, because that may be the better angle? Yeah. And you just watch everything that's going around Lamar Jackson in the pocket, right? And watch how he doesn't bail out of the pocket. The old Lamar Jackson, he would have quickly been out of it. And I think it's two elements to this, DP. Is that one, Lamar Jackson is extremely comfortable with what's going on, right? Like, he's developed as a passer. Everybody said he's a runner. He's taking progressions as a passer. Secondly, you stay in the pocket when you know that you have offensive weapons that can get open, right? So he's trusting that, hey, the combination of Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham, and Rashad Bateman, these guys are going to get open, so there's no rush for me to make a play with my legs. And that was the two things that I seen, DP, was just from that one play was Lamar Jackson, just how calm he was in the pocket, the ability to manipulate the pocket, but also trust, hey, once I get this, once I get it going, one of these receivers are going to get open. So I just thought it was trust on multiple levels.
100%. And then, guys, for everybody watching, I want you to watch Lamar Jackson's head. When he gets to the top of his drop, he looks left, comes back to the middle, and then comes back right. Left, middle, right, and the ball's out. And that's really high level quarterback play, Keith.
Yeah, because that's probably your fourth read in the play, right? Like that's the fourth guy in the progression, man. So just for him to make it, like you say, all the way from the left field to the right side of the field, staying in the pocket and delivering an accurate pass.
Another situation with man-to-man, you got the Texas right of the backfield, kind of skinny post off the backside with Zay Flowers, over route, kind of shallow crosser from Mark Andrews. But this is the play where he makes wrong things right, Keith. It's just one of them plays that is just, how do you defend this, right? Aiden Hutchinson's it's a good battle between him and the right tackle, Morgan Moses. Lamar Jackson bails out, but he stays poised, calm. And I love the fact that Nelson Aguilar uncovered for his quarterback. I think Peyton Manning always talks about it, like, listen, when these scramble drills start, man, wide receivers become available, open up, uncover for your quarterback. And he does a good job of that. Again, two defenders out there in space with him. Doesn't really matter. He still makes the play. Yeah,
this is a play right here, DP. If you're the defensive coordinator, you just throw your hands up, right? Because there's nothing I could do about that. We've effectively collapsed the pocket, DP, right? We've collapsed the pocket. We've kept Lamar Jackson inside the pocket. He bumps into somebody, gets out of the pocket. Now, hits 2 times, but he buys even more time with that second move, right? And that's the athleticism of Lamar Jackson. And then that's the Lamar Jackson. If he's dialed into this version of Lamar Jackson, he's unstoppable, man. Because when you add in the legs element along with his ability to throw the football, and as a defender, you don't know which one he's going to do. That's a good luck situation, right? Like I said, if you're the defensive coordinator, you're throwing your hands up in the air and you say, I don't know what we could do with this.
No, 100%, man. It's just you like you said, as a defensive coordinator, you go into the meeting rooms and, guys, that's not on you. That's not on you, guys. You can't. I'm not about to blame y'all for this. And I love the confidence, right? Because I think they talked about it in the preseason or training camp, Todd Monken does not want him wearing the bracelet, right, with the wristband
Mhm.
with all the plays. He wants him to remember everything mentally, and you see it, right, making the check, understanding, hey, I have a loaded front, right, it's what, 5-6 men on the front, 2 backers, and only 3 guys in coverage, and just does a good job at understanding what's available. You know that there's a free runner, poise, and just delivers an on-target pass. Keith, he's hot. He knows someone is going to come free. They defensively bring it. I think that's a safety, I believe. Bringing them down. All right, I know somebody's going to be unblocked here, and it's like it just doesn't matter. It's another situation right over the stretch hands of the same linebacker at that, I believe. I think it's the same linebacker.
Yeah, no, that's just a beautiful ball, man. And you see, even with him checking, right? First he checks, and then the running back, it doesn't appear that they're on the same page because whatever the play fake is, they go opposite ways, right? And it's just little things like that that for quarterbacks that are not fully comfortable with everything, that speeds up their process, right? And then you talk about an added element of the sped up process with the ball fake didn't go the right way, right? But then now I have to move on to the fact of I have a free blitzer coming off the edge, and I have to stand there and deliver accurate pass. So I thought that was beautiful work by Lamar Jackson.
It absolutely was, man. And, just understanding, where pressure's coming from, seeing it pre-snap, right, and seeing it pre-snap, and then executing and making and basically hurting them post-snap. Because just the route combination as well, you know what I mean, with the high-low reads and everything, freeing up space. Good job by Todd Monken. Great job executing by Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
3rd and 11. Kind of got to have it, situation, right, where you just want to keep yourself on the field. You got two kind of deep comebacks or 7 stops, right? You got, Mark Jackson working the middle of the field, and then, Isaiah Likely, working into the flats, and just another situation, top of his drop, calm feet. And then the anticipation, he's ready to throw this ball, and he's gearing up to throw it before Zay Flowers is out of the break, Keith.
Yeah, and this is simply throwing to a spot, right? Because we practice this, so you know where you're supposed to be. I know where you're supposed to be, and he's throwing to a spot, like I said, before he even gets his head up, before he even gets out of the break to get to the sideline. And you want to talk about accuracy, right? Everybody talks about Lamar Jackson, the running quarterback. It doesn't get any better than that, DP. That's a whole shot right there. That's a whole shot, and then that's throwing to the exact spot that the wide receiver is supposed to be, right there on the sideline, just enough space for him to get 2 feet in, get his feet down, get out of bounds. That's beautiful right there. You can't draw that up anymore. There's nothing that the defender did wrong with that. That was just excellent process, right, and execution by Lamar Jackson.
No, accuracy and ball placement, 2 things that, he's clearly showing that he has developed and he has in his bag. And like you said, to get that ball out beforehand and then put it in the spot where only his guy can make that play, that's great stuff, man. You got, Pat Ricard, he's a do-it-all glue guy for this offense. And it's just okay, you guys want to attack me, you want to get aggressive and send pressure, that's fine, because now I'm going to let him fake the block, get the ball out, and let the big boy rumble. Let the big boy rumble and tumble downfield.
DP, and this is building, right? And that's why I say credit to Todd Monken also, because this is building. Because remember the 2 plays ago, Todd, when Lamar Jackson checked, right? Pat Ricard, I believe he was at tight end, right? And he was blocking on that play. And then what did they decide to do this time? Okay, cool. If y'all gonna send extra pressure when y'all are keen on Pat Ricard and y'all think he's just gonna block, cool. We're gonna set up basically a delay, right? He's gonna block for 2 seconds and he's gonna leak vertical up the field, and then this turns into a big 300-pound offensive lineman, right, running up the field, and it's a 30-yard gain. You like, where did this come from? But it still counts as an explosive play, even though it wasn't from a player that you wouldn't consider one of the most explosive players on the offense.
And this is just old school football here, Keith. Under center, right? Play action, naked boot, right? This is just old school football that we're going to see here for this touchdown to Mark Andrews. Him coming backside on slice action, just get it into the flats. Let your guy go make the play, and the play was made.
Yep, I agree.
And this is an evolution, because these are not things that we saw with Greg Roman in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. These are not concepts that we saw. We saw he was a great run game coordinator, but the passing game just did not have this many levels to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think this offense works not only vertically, but it works horizontally, right? When I
Hmm.
thought that Greg Roman's offense was more just vertical stuff, right? But this challenges you laterally also, this offense. And I
As
think
you
it does
say
some
that,
beautiful
this is the
things.
play that's running. They're working laterally just to sell, the tight end leak out off of the fake block to this time Mark Andrews. They worked laterally selling the QB sweep, right? Where it looks like everybody's run block into the short side of the field. Then Lamar Jackson pulls it, just go ahead and lobs it over the top and let Mark Jackson sells like he's, climbing to the second level. And then he just goes right upfield and makes himself wide open and available.
Listen, but what do you do as a defender with this play, right? Because you're literally,
Right.
we talking about everybody is blocking but one guy. You're talking about Lamar Jackson, a guy that already burned us for a kind of bootleg action running touchdown, right? And so now you're seeing, okay, cool. We've seen this before, a QB sweep, right? In film study, we've seen that Lamar Jackson can do these type of things, and they leak one player, DP, literally one player up the field, right? After a heavy run action, selling you run keys, right? And they leak one play up the field, and there's another maybe explode 25 yards, right? So there's another considered explosive play, right? From a player that you wouldn't consider an explosive play from.
No, 100%. And like you said, only one receiving option, but no one keyed in on him because why? Number 8 has the eyes of every defender on the field, especially when you see this kind of QB sweep action from the offense. Yeah, you're not even focusing on anybody leaking out. You're like, we got to make sure we close every door, window, crack, and crevice so he doesn't slip through and work backside and make this a highlight reel Sports Center top 10 type of play.
Yep.
And I love this. I love this design because how much space it creates for Mark Andrews, Keith. I really like what they did. The out and up by I think it was Nelson Aguilar, right?
Mhm.
Because it looked like it was like kind of a bunch set. Well, it was a trip set, to the right, and knowing that Mark Andrews is going to kind of be his sit down option. Just seeing, looks like I think that Zay flies vertically, takes 2 defenders with him. The out and up takes his defender, and then you just got a wide open Mark Andrews for Lamar Jackson to just hit with pressure late. And this is a kind of reoccurring theme: pressure late, and he still gets the ball where it needs to go.
Yeah, that was the key to this game, right? Like not flinching, right? Not giving to the pressure and allowing it to affect your mechanics as a passer, even though when you want like to take your eyes down, right? Like he kept his eyes up this entire time and delivered some accurate footballs. But I'll say this, man, it appeared though watching this game that they were just always a step ahead, right? Like from the very beginning, they dictated tempo, and then now they kind of reacted off of everything that the Detroit Lions were trying to react to previously, right? It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we think that y'all going to react to that then again, but we're going to show you something and then take something away. So it was just a masterful game by Todd Monken, and then obviously executed by Lamar Jackson.
And again, Keith, even here, another run action type of look right on their own 9-yard line. Sells looks like to be a QB counter just to come backside, right? Just to come backside and get the ball in just to a easy it seems like such an easy concept, but it's something we don't typically see in the NFL. To sell that QB run backside, then work to the opposite side and get it to the running back as the leak out option. Like this Todd Monken was in his bag, man. He was in his bag in this game, Keith.
Oh no, 100%. This is beautiful play design because that's the same guy that you fake the handoff to, right? Then he gets through the line of scrimmage, and I want to tap everybody into a defender's mindset, right? It's like, okay, cool. I'm attacking the running back because I think the ball is going to him, right? Then I realize he doesn't have the ball, so I'm clearing him, right? And I'm trying to work. Okay, is this a pass or Lamar Jackson have the football? So you're giving me 3 different things to kind of think about. And then neither of those things is the right answer, right? Because now it's actually all of this was built off the running back leaking out of the backfield or leaking through the line of scrimmage, right? And based off the fact that nobody's going to cover him because now we understand that he's not going to have the football. So I think they did a good job of just putting defenders in complex situations and having them think not only the first step, but the second step and the third step, right? Like you had to
Right.
complete all 3 in order for this to be effective.
You're talking about complex situation, conflict. Look at
Yep.
the conflict for Alex Anzalone, number 34. I mean, he did what most defenders would do. You see Lamar Jackson running out there. Let me go to the most dangerous guy on the field. but the most dangerous guy in the field can do multiple things and not just run the football. So just a great play design, execution, the way they sell everything. It's hard to get a beat on this offense, man.
Yeah, it was very difficult. And once again, that was another explosive play from a player that you wouldn't think would create an explosive play, right? That was from the running back. So it just like, man, you seen the theme of this Todd Monken offense, right? And just the theme of this game from the very beginning. And it was really creative. And it was fun to watch throughout.
No, 100%. And this was the touchdown pass in the back of the end zone to Mark Andrews, who we see kind of, they got the dub set, to each side. And just this is another ball where he just layers it over the top, Keith.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I want to look at the end zone version of it, DP, because I believe the defender there was another defender that could have came off, right? But when you understand that you're on next level passing progressions, right, and understanding the nuances of the game, right? That defender right there could have potentially came off, but you're looking off guys, right, and then you're finding those small windows, and then also this is the thing when you're talking about those tight window throws, there's some element of giving your wide receiver a chance, right? There's an element of risk that goes into it, but you put that ball high in the way, right? And then you're thinking like, hey, I know what the defender is occupied with, so I'm going to give this football a chance. Because if you're doing it, you're playing it too safe, these type of throws never work, or they won't work because you won't be able to pull the trigger on it.
Now, listen, the old phrase is scared money don't make no money, Keith. And Lamar Jackson was not playing with scared money this entire game. He was making all the confidence throws that was needed to be made for his team to be successful. And I think there's that relationship with him and the timing and everything with him and OBJ is now that OBJ is healthy and back in the lineup, it's growing. And I think that's going to be one that helps dictate a lot of things for this offense as well. Because even with the young Rashad Bateman being healthy and on the field, of course, Zay Flowers, but having OBJ to be the veteran who's seen so many different coverages, so many different things, to be in Lamar Jackson's ear as an extra voice when he needs it, but also in the ear for these young receivers to say, hey, listen, maybe sometimes shorten that route, right? Don't take so many steps upfield. Cut it down. Different things like that. Move the guy here. Move the guy there. Just having that veteran voice, man, and the energy he brings to this offense as well. I love everything I've seen from this offense.
Yeah, and this is going to, I think this is going to continue to develop, like you said, but then that's why Odell Beckham was brought here, DP, for simple things like that, right? The slant route, the glance route, throw it in that hole right there, and Odell Beckham is going to come down with football. But DP, we started this thing off and we asked the conversation talking about MVP with Lamar Jackson. Is that an MVP quarterback from what we just seen?
Yes, Keith. When you have a guy that's that dialed in, that's that in tune with the play caller, that's putting him in the right positions, his playmakers are making plays, that type of performance against a team that was red hot, a defense that was pressuring him, right, getting in the backfield, late pressure, yes, that's an MVP quarterback, which we've seen him be an MVP before, but it was in a different type of offense. Now I think he can be an MVP again, where this MVP will gain much more respect from the national media, from the national fans of the NFL, because now it's not about him running. He can dot every I and cross every T with his arm.
Yeah, I think with Lamar Jackson, that was another level unlocked, DP. And that's what we just watched in this film session. We both watched the film and we wanted to hop on here, man, and bring it to y'all. So, man, make sure y'all like, comment. Y'all talk to us, man. Let us know. What do y'all think about that? And I think the next time somebody says that Lamar Jackson is just a running quarterback after watching this film session, we'll be able to tell people, no, I don't think so. This guy has elevated himself. And if we get that version of Lamar Jackson, you're talking about a top 5, top 3 quarterback in the NFL conversation, but also a front runner for the NFL MVP conversation after these weeks.
No, 100%. Guys, listen, like he said, like the video. Hopefully we earned your like. Hopefully the content is what you wanted it to be. So hopefully we got you the comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. But guys, one thing for me, Damian Parson, your boy DP_NFL on Twitter, Keith Sanchez, Coach K on Twitter at The Talent Code. We know what we always tell y'all. Everything, don't forget it. Everything for the NFL draft starts here at the Draft Network.